guys, it's your girl MarissaBklyn. I'm back at it. Like I always promise I will be. You know the vibes, whatever. So I'm just sitting here about to have me a little snacky snack. I'm about to eat me some almond butter and strawberry preserves on some crackers. See how this turns out. Turns out because I never really had it. Like growing up, I used to eat peanut butter and jelly with my mother. But this is like really young because when I was younger, I actually realized this is not even part of the freaking. I didn't even schedule this, but I guess I'll share it with y'all. When I was younger, I realized I was allergic to peanuts and peanut butter and stuff like that. My stepdad had brought home this bag of peanuts, like fresh peanuts off the field, and I'm sitting here bodying them because I know I'm a fatty foodie. Hashtag, shouts out to everybody who like to enjoy their foods, and I'm not really trying to disrespect anybody who is, thicker than most. When I say stuff like fatty or something like that, it's really not to make anybody feel self-conscious about themselves. But as I am saying, I eat these damn peanuts and my throat started getting closed, and we wound up going to the doctor, if I'm not mistaken, and he was like, oh yeah, you can't do that, honey. That ain't for you. That's not for you, baby. And that was all she wrote for the peanut butters and jellies. And I must admit, son, my mom is a foodie. I say I'm a foodie, but my mom is really who got me into this food life, right? She used to toast the bread for us, and she used to make sure she get the peanut butter with the peanuts in it, so it's all crunchy. Bro, my mother made freaking inexpensive meals taste like a bazillion bucks. That's one thing I could always appreciate, and she gave me that drive for food and stuff like that. She most definitely did. So that's that little share. And I guess that's a little update for anybody who also, had some experience eating peanut butters and jellies and then found out they can't eat them. Almond butter is definitely an option, and it's definitely worth it, guys. I must say. So almond butter tastes like peanut butter, but I don't remember the side effects of peanut butter, but it seemed like almond butter just make your mouth get hotter or something. I don't know. Like, not hotter like, ooh, it's spicy, but like hotter like my muscles need to work extra hard to make this, to let this shit go down. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, so here's an update. I let TikTok, I waited and all that. They finally get back to me. Talking about, no, like, this is for sure hate speech. By now, it should probably be the screenshots on the, on your screen. If you're looking. If you're not looking, you can just take my word for it. It is what it is. So, I'm like, nah, that's wild. Because I really, really, really can't identify nowhere that it was hate speech, bro. And I know for a fact it wasn't hate speech. What it is I'm enlightening our people and I'm empowering us. So when I looked it up, TikTok not even a U.S. app. It's one of them other, it's somewhere else. I think China is saying, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up. TikTok is connected. I think that's what I searched up the first time. Because I'm like, who is these people connected to? TikTok is owned by colossal Chinese. So, they're going to let you, like I was giving them my examples, like, oh, crackhead this and crackhead that and all that. And they let you talk mad crap about your own people. That's what they're going to sit there and let you do. You either going to use this TikTok thing to make them bread by doing your own little 1-2 that don't have nothing to really do with empowering other people. It's just like people is giving you the attention, so they just gonna get money off of you, bring your attention to their app, or you gonna they gonna be getting money off of you bringing attention to their app by downplaying other people and stuff like that. Or for some people who already have platforms, I feel like they probably already know not to mess with them, and they probably play it safe in one way or another, like not creating their own content that's like amplifying. And I'm not trying to come for anybody who is out there putting out content and is able to get around the maps of, you know, TikTok and being able to accomplish, you know, just actually getting their stuff up, the work up there. They work up there. But unfortunately, I was not one of those people, and I ain't taking it away. I ain't feeling a way about it because I know what I do. I know what I'm about, and I know for damn well I ain't saying no damn hate speech. So let's stop playing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So then I'm like, I'm just gonna deactivate this account because y'all don't mean mess up. Listen, money ain't a motive. I got some messages to get out here for a reason. Everything is for the highest good of all of us. All of us. So if y'all not gonna respect that, y'all don't need none of my content, none of my work. I'm not just gonna sit here and let y'all pick and choose who and which part of me is okay. And you shouldn't either. Take that as a lesson. I don't know who needs to hear that, but don't let nobody do that to you. Like, what? The only person that should be picking and choosing is you. You know? Oh, I outgrew that. Oh, I didn't. But if you didn't outgrow it, you got a message, don't let nobody stop you. And don't let them make you settle for your own work and your own passion and your own creativity. It's not right. It's not okay. So, I'm like, all right, y'all. I'm like, all right, TikTok, I want this deactivated. TikTok like, oh, you got to merge with your Google account. I'm like, what? Now, don't get me wrong. I signed up with Google. But the fact that they want to sync into my Google account just to, like, deactivate my account was mad sus to me. Mad sus. So, I just deleted all of my content except for Pivot, so they know, so they remember, hashtag I'm that petty. So they know why this person is not on this account. You know, maybe if they go do a sweep, because they probably be doing sweeps, you know, inactive accounts and stuff like that. So they could do their sweep and be like, damn, she was not one to play with. And that's how you leave a message, like, for people. It's funny, because in Pivot, I actually says, power in the silence, salute for what we've been through. So, you know, it's power in the silence. All right, fine. Y'all not going to deactivate my account for me? Heard. Y'all not going to accept me, you know, just motivating other people in my own manner, in my unique way. Heard. I'm going to just leave this up here, right here. So when y'all come back to it, y'all know the vibes. Regardless if it's one person who's just affected, or y'all wind up having a meeting like, damn, did we really do something right? I mean, who knows? Who knows how that's going to work? Who knows when my YouTube going to blow up? Because when it do, who knows where TikTok is at and TikTok's ratio of life. And they might, shoot, if they're not doing too well, if they don't got all the lights on them, or if they got any other controversy going on, MarissaBklyn gonna be a part of that shining the light on them. Let's stop playing. Right? So, like I said, if you ever come into a situation like that, you feel mad, weird about syncing your accounts and stuff, just delete your content and leave your mark of what it is that the friction started, then deactivate the app. It's just that simple. That's what I did. Right? Except, yeah, like I said, except for the one thing that caused you guys a friction. Like, oh, you ain't respect yo, that's another. I guess today I'm just going down memory lane. Respect my conglomerate. I remember when I was younger, me and my cousin was with our grandmother. And that song came on, Respect My Conglomerate. I promise y'all, we had to be less than 10. And we was just, yo, we had a good day with our grandma that day. She, I don't have a lot of good like stories with my grandma and stuff like that because my grandma was recovering from drug addiction during my childhood, and she, and just trying to heal herself. So it is what it is. But this is just one story that is pretty popping, and I'm really happy that I could share this with you guys. And whoever it make laugh that's awesome. But yeah, so that day was mad fun. We had those little, I'm about to put some nostalgia on y'all. We had those little poppy things with the like it was a stick, and it had the like two circles that you like spin towards each other, and they just pop like pop, 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 back and forth. I'm actually probably gonna look up. You know what? I'm gonna look up the little poppy things and put it in this video and give y'all the nostalgia. Right? So then, anyways, and then lo and behold, because we had the music in the background, that song came on, and me and my cousin just respect my conglomerate. Yo, and she was like 1 year younger than me. And my grandma was like, our grandma was like, no, don't sing that. It was so funny because, we didn't know what we was talking about. But we was definitely like, y'all gonna put some respect on this. It was so catchy. Busta Rhymes. Alright, so that's one of those moments that you get to look back on. When everybody has those moments. You was singing some song you did not have no business singing. When you were young, like, nah. Ain't no way. Alright. So, next off, what we finna get into is the next subcategory of this video, which is actually going to be parenting fails that I've witnessed. And let me just say this up front, that I've witnessed and been a part of. And let me just say this up front, a fail just means it didn't go the way and the best of graces for everybody. That's it. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you have to judge somebody to their skin turns a different color. Like, it don't mean you gotta hold something against somebody today. I'm sharing this strictly because we all are surrounded by children, and we need to help them be their best selves so that we could be and we need to be our best selves and stuff like that. And the only way all of us could be our best is if we acknowledge what we've been through and where we going and all that good stuff. Okay? Stop playing with me. I mean, ain't nobody playing, but y'all know the vibe. Anyways. So, I'm going to go over 4 parenting fails that I've witnessed and been a part of in one way or another. And talk about how it affected me or whatever. Or, how it affected the person that was a part of it. However. So, one is a person rewiring your child in front of you. Okay? So, an example of this, which is actually a live example that I've seen a person, you be with the family and all that, or you let your kid be with the family and all that. A person let their child go with their grandmother. And when the child came back, they were saying a whole nother name as their name. Now, obviously, this is a toddler because we're talking names and we're talking the development of your child and where your child is heading. So basically, the child didn't have that grandparent's name attached to their name. But it don't make the child any less of the grandchild. But when you attach to titles, which I'm actually going to throw in there for you guys, I have, I don't know if you guys watched it yet. My letting go of attachment videos, I'm gonna definitely drop that in the description if you haven't watched that. When you attach to titles and stuff like that, something as simple as not having the same name is something that's gonna trigger you and make you do something as not cool and disrespectful as trying to rewire a toddler when they're just learning, which is confusing to a toddler. Not only is it confusing to the toddler, but it's very disrespectful to the parent of the toddler, because why are you lying to this child and making them believe one thing and then going against the parent? Now, some people might say it's not that deep, but if you think about it, if you start already turning the child against the parent from young, which you are doing because the parent enforced, you know, the reality of this child's life into the child already, and then you spend a couple of minutes or days or hours or weeks with this child and rewire the child for your own benefit and pleasure. It's very, very disrespectful to the child, because you confuse the child not only about who they are becoming, but about how much value they should put into the parents' word. You know, mommy or daddy said this, but this person said that, and they said it. Oh, obviously they said it over and over and over. So instead of enjoying your time with this precious life and pumping in new resources and new empowerment and building up more character, you just stuck on a attachment of a title that's really not important. The name of the child is not going to change you being related or not related to this child. You feel me? That's wild, crazy. And the parent, like, that's mad disrespectful to the parent. Like I said, like, how could you go against the parents, you know, way of parenting, basically, like, and just lifestyle. This is what the parent named the child. What's going on? And then it was actually even further messed up to hear that the daggone person who was doing it didn't even obtain the name themselves, that they was now embedding into the child. So it's just like, bro, like, this is terrible. This is really terrible. This is really, really, really terrible. Like, you're really so attached to titles that you just gonna ruin a relationship between a child and parent. And yes, I do not take these words lightly when I say ruin a relationship, because that's what you're doing. You're coming between the mom, the dad, the cousin. You're coming between the caretaker and the child if you try to rewire them without the permission, without the acknowledgement, without the direction from the primary caretaker. Don't let this be you. Don't let this be your child. And don't let that be a loved one, because that's not a loved one. That's a problem disguised as a loved one. That's what that is. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. So then the next one is, the next one is actually about me, shining light on them. Let's go. Y'all know I always get, open. And I know, recently I've been showing some more, revealing some more of my truth to y'all. So don't ever get used to me not doing that. You could do that too. It's all good. It's very good. It's what we need in life. So when I was younger, I had a cousin who was younger than me, who was staying with me and my mom for a little while. And the cousin was a boy, and he happened to touch my butt. And this is before, I know I know by now y'all have already gotten and seen my apology, for what I did when I was younger. This is before I even got into any of that stuff. So he winds up touching my butt. I felt very uncomfortable. I had to be like 6, 7. I felt very uncomfortable. I told him to stop. My mom just laughed it off and started bragging to everyone she possibly could about what he did and what he said in response. Now, when he did that and I told him to stop, she asked him, why did he do that? He said he only touched the big ones, not the small one. One, that's sexualizing a child, because you're not embedding in a child and forcing in a child, like, don't do that. It's not appropriate for you to do that. 2, you're not protecting your child, because I'm the one who had to speak up as a child to say, don't do that, because my caregiver, who's now our caregiver, is basically going around telling the whole world what he said and laughing about it. Not enforcing any respect between us, between boundaries, just the simplicity of all of these things. And that's wrong. That's very wrong. So don't be one of those parents, and watch who you allow your children to hang around and be around and be taken care of, because it don't matter if it's just 2 minutes. If you let your child be in somebody's home for 2 minutes and there's anarchy going on in that home, and you don't really know who this person is, or this person doesn't really, just get to know the people that you actually dealing with. And when they show you who they are and they show you signs about themselves, make sure that you that you pay attention to it and really determine if it goes with or against your values. Yeah, because that was really scarring for me. That was one of the first times, I'm like one of the first times. I feel like throughout my entire life, my mom has allowed a lot of people to take advantage of me as her child and disrespect me in one way or another. But like, it is what it is, because I'm an adult now, but I will come forward and speak up on these things so that other parents can focus on these things and think about these things and maybe even change some other parents' ways of thinking. Don't just laugh off something like that, because it doesn't make the victim, which, yeah, I'm not like, completely distraught over this, like I said, but I'm still a victim in this, because it's like, that was touching, made me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't get any, and my caregiver didn't put any acknowledgement towards making me feel more comfortable in my body and myself, or standing up for me, or even empowering me to want to stand up for myself. Because look, that happened when I was around, like I said, 6 or 7, and 6 or 7 or 8 years later, I'm being sexually assaulted anyway. And once again, my mom is present. So you get what I'm saying? Patterns happen. So don't just brush off one thing and then just expect, life to keep on going and you to just continue in la la land and everything to be okay. Because cycles happen and patterns do gain, I guess, momentum. And start pushing forward and expanding into ways that you wouldn't even imagine. So that's that. And also, you don't know what's in this kid's mind when they doing something like that. I get we curious and stuff, but that's very explicit to even know you want the big ones and not the small ones as a young child. It's like, okay, what's opening you up to this? Who's doing this around you? You know what I mean? Like, just simple things like that. Stop teaching kids from young what they supposed to like and stuff. Like, what is going on? You shouldn't be interested in these type of things as a child. You shouldn't be worried about what's big or what's small. Like, that's just That's just too much. Way too much. And I might have been older than that. This is, like I said, these is guesstimates. I just could recall the ages and stuff. I mean, the actual incidents and stuff like that. So that's that. That's 2. And we got 3. Sexualizing children. So it dawned on me that it's absolutely wrong to tell children that they're lucky because they're cute, because that's sexualizing a child. First of all, what are they so lucky for? Because there's plenty of cute people out here who still get in trouble, who still don't get what they want. You know what I mean? Like, are you trying to tell them they should be entitled? Are you trying to turn this kid into a monster? Or, you know what I mean? Are you attracted to this kid? What are they so lucky for? Because they're still a kid. And especially in moments like a child misbehaving and somebody saying, oh, you're lucky because you're cute. I don't understand. What does that mean, that they get a free pass to continue to misbehave because they're cute? And are you attracted to this child? I just don't understand. Where's the luck coming into play? And how does their cuteness affect this luck that comes into play? Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't matter if your child is the cutest or not the cutest, are you treating this child right? That's what a lucky child looks like. Being treated correctly, being raised in a healthy environment. That's a lucky child. Being raised with pure love around them. That's a lucky child. Being able to express themselves and you know, their caregivers to express back in return. That's a lucky child. Being able to listen, to be listened to. That's a lucky child. Features is not luck. Features is DNA. You could literally put a Punnett square together. Literally put a Punnett square together and form however it is that you want to, you know, that you want to, excuse me guys, that you want to freaking write down the traits between the 2 parents, and what may or may not come through with this child is not luck. It's not luck. It's science, actually. And I'm not even a one to be like, you know, going stronghold for science, but that's what it is. Like, stop playing. Like, stop. That's sexualizing a child. That's really sexualizing a child. And that's making a child sexualize themselves. You dropping that seed in the child to sexualize themselves. Because now, once you start saying that, or somebody says that enough times, or multiple people say that enough time, now this child is feeling like, I'm lucky because I'm cute. You know what that means? I'm better than all the other kids because I look better than all of the kids. And now you got a kid who suffers from what's that called? Who suffers from grandeur, illusions of grandeur. Oh man, I gotta love that one. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. I'm very strong about that being wrong. It is what it is. Like, I'm not even going to say nothing about how your opinion is going to go with or go against what I'm saying right now, because I'm really, really serious about that. And then number 4 is allowing someone to rewire your own mindset about how you care for your child so that they can infiltrate. So this has actually happened to me. I was told on one occasion, don't, because me and my child has always been very, very close. I was told on one occasion, don't make your child your whole life. Like, what? If anybody knows me, my childhood was so whack because of my parenting experience, or parent-child experience. I always say, yo, when you have a child, your life is supposed to go around them. Like, it's about your child. It's not about you no more. And I'm not saying that to like, oh, forget you. Like, don't love yourself. It's like, no, you need to love yourself and you need to know yourself, because everything that's you is going to be embedded in that child. And this child is either going to take it or go against it. So you want to be the purest form of yourself and your positiveness and your just absolute about who you are and the vibrancy of where you're going and what you're doing, so that you could be absolute of when you guiding and how you guiding this child. And this person was somebody who I was actually confiding in at that moment, and somebody who I really trusted, and it was like, don't do that. But they was really infiltrating in my relationship, trying to break down my barriers and my boundaries, my healthy boundaries between me and my child, so that they could come in and be more in tune and a part of my child's life. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay for other people to be a part of your child's life, but is one thing when somebody really tries to come in between the relationship because they see how strong it is, and you should be able to identify that. Don't allow somebody to just rewire your mindset off of one or two or three or even a couple of conversations. If you feel a way and it's in your gut, especially if it's off of something, based off of something that you've been through, definitely sit down and do your shadow work with yourself, so that you could not allow people to just say yay or nay and it like change your ideal about how you actually want to maneuver in the lifestyle that you obtain with your child. Because how that one conversation between me and that person changed my life was I trusted that person a lot more, and it actually did open more a gateway for this person to spend more time with my child. But this person literally did not listen to any of the boundaries that I actually had going and enforced within me and my child's lifestyle, which was actually healthy boundaries. And it changed some of the dynamics of how me and my child corresponded together. And just even the health of my child was put at risk just because I trusted this person instead of going with my gut. And that hurt me a lot. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. It was not the end of the world. And not only was it not the end of the world, but it wasn't something that, it's like, oh my gosh, this is undoable from now on. Like, but it was a situation where, after I discovered what was going on and how me and my child was both affected and our lifestyle was affected, I had to, do some rewiring and revamping and reconstructing of just how we were maneuvering so that we could start readjusting back to a healthier lifestyle for us. And yeah, that's not always the easiest when you is not as simple to reconstruct after you let someone infiltrate in your lifestyle. And that's if you have children or if you just live in your own life regardless. And if you have experience with you just know if you know what I'm talking about. So that's something that I definitely want to share with you guys. And now we're gonna wrap this thing up. And now we're gonna wrap this thing up. I hope I'm not smacking in the camera, especially when y'all can't see me this time. Like, I know, like, nobody want to be on those smacking podcasts. Like, this is not ASMR, Marissa. I get it. I definitely get it. But even though I'm interested in like an ASMR video. Anyways, the last category is gonna be the time that I had a pimp. Yeah, you heard me right. The time that I had a pimp. So my pimp was called Jerome, or was named Jerome. And it actually wasn't just my pimp. It was me and my cousin who had a pimp. And the pimp was a female, and the female happened to be our other cousin. We didn't have no real pimp. But we was outside one day in the summertime, just being teenagers. I had to be like 13, 14 maybe. Yo, we was outside, and I feel like this is one of those times where it was like, you know how they say like parents let you know like y'all better not come back in this house or y'all staying in the house. I feel like it was one of those kind of days. So all three of us is outside, and there's an age gap between us. Like, we got an older cousin who's probably like 5 to 6 years older than us, and then there's me, and then there's my cousin who's like a year younger than me. So we outside, we macking, and we get hungry, but all of us is broke. So we like, what we gonna do? So we construct this plan. I don't even understand how we get to the point of constructing this plan. We construct this plan that the oldest cousin is our pimp. First of all, I'm happy we didn't talk to like no undercover cops, because we probably would have been in like the precinct or something like that. Because it's illegal to be a prostitute. Like, we was bugging. Like, you know we was young. And if that's not how it worked with prostitution, then you already know I'm not really I've never really been a prostitute. I don't know how it worked, but either way. So we construct this plan, and we go to like this part of my old neighborhood where it was like a nice area. Like I was living in like the projects, so it was like this area by the projects where it was just like a business scene over there, and it was just like, it was nice, it was calm over there, it was more business like over there, and it was mostly Caucasian people with money that was over there. So we go over there, and we decide, me and the youngest one is out here talking to people and begging for change. Yo, I can't even say this story with a straight face or like not like break out with my ridiculous screams. So we start begging for money, and we wind up getting some change and stuff from people. It was this one lady that we went to, and we gave her our little sob story. Our cousin was like somewhere around, because you know she had to make sure we were safe, because we out here begging and we giving people the implications that we prostitutes. Because you know what, one thing about energy is, if you start opening your energy to wildness gonna come your way, you know. And I feel like people understand that even without thinking hard about it, because our cousin was standing there watching to make sure, you know, like nothing go down, nothing crazy go down or whatever. So this lady, like, she's like, oh, I don't have any money, I'm so sorry, but I can give you guys this bread. So she pulls out this container, this Tupperware with bread in it. And at first my cousin's like, no. I'm like, yes, we need it. I'm like, dramatic, yes, please, thank you, anything would do. It would be so funny if this woman could once somehow happen to be listening to my story or my page, and if you ever do, ma'am, definitely comment, or definitely comment if you I don't know what the chances would be, but that would be really, really funny for you to get the background of what happened, you know. And it probably, you know, make a little heart in your, make light in your heart to know that we wasn't actually prostitutes. So she give us the bread, she go. Then my cousin pull up, our older cousin. So we got some bread. So my younger cousin is like, I don't know, I'm not really trying to like eat off of strangers. I'm like, nah, I'm about to try this bread. This bread look good. You guys, that was the best bread I had in my life. To this day, I don't know what kind of bread it was. I can't find it anywhere. I never had the bread again. And if I did, it's like, I don't know, because the time was we were so in a moment. It was such a fun time. And I was surrounded by two people that I genuinely love and care about, and who genuinely like has gotten me through some of the roughest and toughest times, even in that point of my life. Man, it was just serenity and bliss eating that bread, son. That bread was so good. You guys, I can't press this issue enough. But either way, then we wound up doing that for a little bit longer. We wound up gathering enough change to go to McDonald's. I don't even eat McDonald's. That's mad funny that, you know, I could reminisce about McDonald's. So we went to McDonald's and got probably like, we only got like $5, so we got enough change to do like a 20-piece and some fries to share and split between all of us. And y'all want to know the freaking irony of this? We went back to the house after this. We went back to the house after this and probably ate something. But it was still a good experience. Or, you know, my mom was cooking. I don't know what was going on, but I do remember going back to the house after that. And I know that, like, you know, within the first 20 to 30 minutes, we wasn't just eating something. So, you know, we did what we had to do to hold us over for the meantime and between time. But that was just a moment that came up the other day, and I just felt like, nah, let me share this with y'all. Like, the bread was amazing. And that's another thing. If you are that lady and you remember the bread that you had, that you gave us, please comment that so that I could go get some more of that bread. Or, you know, what's you guys' favorite breads? One of my favorite breads is pumpernickel bread. If you haven't tried it, it's a brown bread. You might confuse it for wheat bread, but it's not. But it does usually come in like a roll. If you ever been to Outback Steakhouse, they serve you pumpernickel bread. That's actually where I first tried pumpernickel bread, or at least first realized what I was eating as pumpernickel bread. And they serve it with some butter, and they serve it hot. Oh my God. And honestly, I haven't been to Outback in years from now. So, I say years from now, like a future. In years, basically. And I'm not even sure if they actually still serve that bread up front. But if you get some pumpernickel bread, definitely warm it up and then put some butter on it, and it's just amazing. It has this sweet aftertaste. And it's like a light sweet aftertaste, and it's very like chewy and doughy, like, and it's like a thick bread. Like, you know, some breads is like light and fluffy. Like, that bread is more of a thicker together, like formed together type of bread. And it's super delicious, guys. So definitely go on and check that out, and don't hesitate to do that, because it's a mother. So we're gonna wrap this thing up, because I feel like I've spoken for long enough today. And we're gonna get back to it on another time. We're gonna get back to it on another time. We're gonna get back to it on another time. Another time. Another time. We're gonna get back to it on another time. We're gonna get back to it on another time. We're gonna get back to it on another time. Another time. Another time. Flip the floor with MarissaBklyn. I don't know. I think I might just start singing at the end of my videos to see if we come up with a theme or something. That sounds fire. Alright. So much love to all of you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content, you know, so that you could get the notification. Well, ring the bell so you could get the notifications when there's a new one. And thank you for all the love that you share. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.